Bien, amigos de Deportes en Línea, estamos aquí en el Gameplay Fieldhouse de la ciudad de Indiana, donde juegan los Indiana Pacers. Acabamos de terminar la primera sesión de Media Day, conversando con los jugadores de Indiana, y ustedes van a ver los cortes que vamos a subir de lo que se conversó al respecto. La serie está 1-1, ya regresamos aquí y hay algo importante que todos los jugadores se han referido y es a la fanaticada, el crowd, los fans, y quieren que los fanáticos se involucren en el juego. Todos los jugadores han tenido eso como denominador común. Un juego, el segundo partido, que más o menos era lo que se esperaba, lo que uno pensaba que podía hacer el equipo de Oklahoma, que lo pudo contrarrestar muy bien el equipo de Indiana en el primer partido y que eso al final de cuentas le dio la victoria. No fue un juego muy efectivo para el caso de Indiana, pero lo más importante es que, según lo que hemos conversado con ellos, son juegos de ajustes. Son juegos de ajustes en que el juego que pasó ya no se puede hacer nada al respecto, es simplemente enfocarse en el próximo partido. Un juego no bien ejecutado de parte de Indiana, creo que la razón principal, hay dos, ya lo había comentado anteriormente, es el mal juego de Tyrese Haliburton, que llegó al tercer cuarto con solamente 5 puntos, y también parte de eso, obviamente tú tienes que, se le debe dar el crédito al equipo de Oklahoma, que hizo los ajustes e implantó una defensa muy fuerte debajo del palo, que no solamente le hizo la tarea difícil a los hombres grandes de Indiana, sino también a los guards, que de una manera u otra llegan a hacer ofensiva debajo de la pintura. Así que vamos a ver qué pasa, vamos a escuchar las palabras y las conversaciones con los diferentes jugadores del equipo de Indiana. And the half, you were down by 15. When you came out in the third quarter, do you think it was going to happen again? What was the conversation in the room? Yeah, in the second game.
I mean, we knew the mistakes that we had. We knew we had to come out with more energy. And yeah, like we just looked over the mistakes and hope to get better in the second half.
Okay, this team's been able to bounce back after losses all season long. What do you credit that to the most for this team?
We just super resilient. Like I said, we got best coaches, best players on our team, and I feel like everybody keeps each other, holds everybody accountable for everything they do wrong on the court, and we just get better from it and move on.
They're a heavy switch team, so you guys wind up sometimes with opportunities against their guards. What are some of the challenges that come up with trying to post up when they're going small like that?
We just try to stick to our offense. We know what we got to do. We don't try to headhunt anybody. We just try to move with the flow of our offense.
Obi, what's kind of the attention, the focus going into a game 3 here? After usually you see some changes after the first couple of games.
Yeah. We back home. Got our fans now, and we just got to put the other games behind us. Those are over with, and we just got to learn from those games and get better for game 3.
Why does OKC make it so difficult to get in the paint, to get in the teeth of the defense, like I think Ty was talking about last week?
They've been a great defensive team all year, and they limit paint touches. They crowd the paint a lot, but we've been getting in the paint the whole season, so we just gotta do what we gotta do to get into the paint.
You buy into the narrative that three-quarters of that game too. That was, I think, your worst 2-point shooting game. I think by the end of the game it was like one of your worst. What went into that side of it? Why were you guys struggling?
They did a great job defensively. We weren't perfect. Like nobody's perfect. We're not gonna make every shot. And yeah, like we looked at film, figured out what we had to fix to get the ball into the paint, and we'll get it done. So,
how big will those fans be tomorrow?
Huge. Like I always say, we got the best fans in the world, so to have this opportunity to play in front of them in the finals is gonna be fun.
Was this kind of surreal practicing on your court for the NBA Finals?
Felt like any other practice for other than the media coming in here at the end, but it felt regular. We've been doing it all year, and we just got to learn and get better.
What are some of those key adjustments you guys have talked about heading into game three? What are you focused on?
Continue to be resilient, put in the other games in the past, and worrying about what's next.
In terms of making decision during the game, is difficult or faster now in the final series? Making decision during the game is harder or faster now?
Um, Probably the game might be moving a little fast for some people, but like I said, we try to stick to what we've been doing all year, and in the offense and the defense, and just doing whatever the coaches is telling us to do.
Alex, you are the only veteran in this team. What type of advice have you give to the rest of the players?
Yeah, just continuing to tell everybody that, one, it's not easy. Like everything, it's the finals. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to earn everything. And then two, to just be confident in what you do. We've been a great team all year because we've been confident. We've played aggressive. So just backing my guys and telling them that don't second guess yourself. Go out there and play the game.
What did you learn playing alongside LeBron James that you implement every day that you don't remember? Don't forget, please.
Yeah, I mean, just the ability to be a pro, like to work, to go get your treatment, to eat right, to sleep, in your recovery tights. The competitive greatness that he has, that I've picked up from him and other guys, has been a good addition to my mentality. But really, just being a pro, being a pro's pro, like you don't get here. I think we've played over 100 games as a team now this year. Not including practices, not including travel days, like all that stuff adds up. So just being a pro and making sure that I'm taking care of my body and taking care of my mind and bringing others with me.
You are known as a defensive player, but you scored 20 in the last game. How easy do you change the chip from defensive to offensive?
Yeah, I mean, I think coming into the league, that was my reputation, was just as a defender, and because I was limited offensively with just understanding how I can impact the game. And I think as I've gotten older, and then obviously, the work ethic I have and the time I've put in the gym over the summers, the last couple summers, just preparing, knowing I was going to be back, in this stage at some point in my career, and being prepared for that. It's just been, kind of the perfect storm of it. And, I think I do a lot of things in the game that affect winning, and on nights where the ball finds me on offense and I get to make shots, there's a little bit more of an ego boost for me, just because I don't always get that opportunity. I'm a very opportunistic offensive player, depending on which game it is and how the teams are covering me. Like, in Denver and Memphis, they just gave me open shots, so I was ready for it, and I had pretty good numbers in that offensively. It's kind of happened the other night too, where the ball just found me on a lot of swings and a lot of empty outs and stuff like that. I was just ready, was prepared to shoot the ball, but it's just a lot of work that's gone into it, and just not limiting myself in my mind to doing one thing.
Thanks, y'all.
Shay was saying that after every game there is a reset, a mind reset. How difficult is that for you guys?
Not very difficult. Brand new game. Can't dwell on the past. Just learn from it, and you go out and fix your mistakes. Anybody can have. I think also specifically in our team, what makes us so good that anybody can have a big night on any given night. So it's on our own around.
Yeah, it's your first finals game here at home, and you're proud, like fans are known for being so amazing. Are you excited to see how it is and if it's different compared to the other ones? And also, do you know if any one of the Indiana Fever girls will be here back again to support?
I'm not sure. I don't know if any of the girls will be here. I assume they will be though. But I am super excited to see that. I see they've already changed a couple of our suites up top. I'm excited to see just how rocky. They've been waiting 24 years, so like they better bring it.
What do you think the emotions will be like tomorrow for you?
Another game. Game 3, gotta win it. But
Business as usual.
Yeah, business as usual.
Was game 1 weird at all? Just getting into this atmosphere. I mean, by now I'm sure you're in it, but was being in the finals, that's the one place you hadn't been. Was that any different at all?
To be honest with you, no. Personally, no, just because the whole time I just made sure I looked at basketball. Take away all the cameras, take away the stage, everything. We're still just playing basketball game, and everybody's focused. 10 years old. You go out there and you play your game. You trust the work you put in.
Was that easy to do? I mean, like, you're wired that way, obviously, but I mean, did that get any harder to do this time?
I think it builds up over the playoffs. You know,
Yeah.
I think once you get to the playoffs, it automatically becomes a bigger stage. The further and further you go,
Can you say a moment during these past two games that you say, "Oh man, this is the finals"? Something that happened.
Well, I can't recall a specific moment. I would just say the crowd. The crowd in OKC was, I mean, it was amazing. You know, just when you make a basket, everybody's going and stuff. But I'm not really trying to live. You know, I feel like it's hard to live in the moment and hold a camera at the same time. You know, as much as I would love to say, hey, I'm in the finals, but like that takes you away from the game. So, you know, just going out there and finishing the game the right way is the mindset.
How will this game be different? Is that on home court?
I would say just having the fans. You know, like our game is not gonna, you know, be anything different. We have to be out there and be relentless. You know, we have to have edge to start the game, and I think the fans are gonna help us.
Aaron was saying if you would have told him that you were 1-1 coming back home, he would be happy with that. How does that game one win help your confidence moving forward in the series here at home?
Well, I mean, we were able to win one game. I think, you know, we could have, you know, won 2 games over there, but we have to keep that in the back and look for, you know, the opportunity that's in front of us. Just being able to win next game and next 2 games, we have to focus on it. You know, so just I think when we play away, I like to make a shot and, you know, everybody's quiet. You know, so I think that's the best thing. That's when, you know, moments are tougher. When you play on the road, the moments are going to be tougher, you know, because you make a mistake, you turn the ball over, and the whole crowd is going to turn against you. That's where I thrive the most.
Rick said after game 2 that everybody has to do more. How do you guys make that happen in game 3?
I think that we can do more by just being ourselves. You know, we have to think about this, you know, and say that when's the next time we're going to be able to be in the NBA Finals. You know, as much as we appreciate the moment, we have to make sure that in 5 years we're going to be able to look back and be like, yeah, we did everything we could to win those games.
What do you want out of yourself more to see in game 3 and 4?
Just being myself a little bit more. You know, just going out in the game, having an impact. You know, and just trying to help my team win.
Some of your teammates were saying it was so loud, it was hard to communicate on the court. How do you, like, when this happens today again, how do you try to solve that problem if you actually all in the same loop and know what's going on?
You just got to speak louder.
Regardless of the outcome of the finals, how do you want this team to be remembered?
Champions. To me, there's only way to go about things is to win the games. I don't think if we lose the finals, y'all gonna hear from me. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a great opportunity that's in front of us. You know what I'm saying? So might as well, finish it the right way, meaning winning the championship.
Then playing as a visitor, you know, coming from a hostile crowd like the Madison Square Garden, and then you guys being in the Paycom Center in Oklahoma. Which one do you think is the most loud arena that you play as a visitor this year?
I would say it's been the finals.
Finals?
For sure, yeah. New York was pretty good, but the finals was definitely in Oklahoma.
And also, how did you manage the mental part of the game, you know, with a loud building like the Paycom Center, and manage the mental part of the game?
Well, pretty much just staying together. You know, when we play on the road, you know, all we have is us. So just going out there and being there for each other. Fire. I want everybody to wear the shirts. You know, I want everybody to be in tune to the game, and you know, there's going to be ups and downs, but we have to do everything to win tomorrow's game. Yeah.
Talking about the t-shirts, did you recognize the last game? There's several people wearing the yellow ones for the Pacers. Did you actually
saw
that?
You know, I think that it plays a big part in it. That you know, we have to like I said, the fans have to wear the shirts, and that's what every time I look around and I don't see people, I just see shirts, I just see fans supporting and stuff. So that's the beauty. I think that's the beauty of it.
Christopher, Aaron, after playing 9 minutes in game one and then over 20 in game two, I imagine there wasn't much conversation ahead of time that you knew that your role was going to be different in game two. Just what's that like for you?
Yeah. Just staying ready is always my mindset. So, game one, 9 minutes. Thought I had a good 9 minutes. Game two, the first 9 minutes felt good. So getting an additional 9 on top of that was, just fun. Helping the team, felt good. Was in a rhythm, so felt good.
I asked Alex Caruso what much he learned having played with Shea now. He said that he has so much energy. Didn't know how much energy he had. What is he like off the court?
Yeah, I mean, energetic is a word to kind of explain him. I think, he's obviously a pros pro when it comes to the game of basketball. But off the court, he's obviously a family guy and, someone who just, buys into, being able to tap out of, that basketball world and whether that's spend time with his family, enjoy the moment with his teammates, go out to dinner, go shopping, whatever that is, he has a lot of energy when it comes to those things.
What is Alex Caruso like for you guys as a leader on the bench?
Yeah, I mean, he's been huge. His kind of feel and knowledge of the game, his experience, having been at this stage before and playing in the NBA as long as he has, he's able to just kind of, be a vocal leader for us in times where, we're on a roll and in times where we may need, some leadership in certain aspects that we don't even see. So he's been huge for us, and he continues to kind of be that vocal leader for us.
What type of the crowd? What do you think is going to happen tomorrow?
Having seen this crowd on TV, the whole playoffs, I know they're going to show up and they're going to, be huge for the Pacers. So, we've got to be locked in and can't let the crowd, affect the way that we want to approach the game. But I'm sure they'll show up and they'll be on a high feeling.
Those two games had ended differently. The first one was a dramatic one. The second one was like a regular game for you. What have you learned of those two type of games?
You just kind of learn that, every game can go any way, but the full 48 minutes matter. You got to be able to, get off to a good start, and you got to be able to close each quarter and the game, obviously, to win a game. It's not easy to win a game, and no game's over until that buzzer sounds. So you got to be able to close out games and play the full 48 minutes.
When you got home, the second game, did your family ask you about the results?
Everybody did, yeah. My family, my friends, my phone was blowing up. Got a lot of love.
Thank you. Bien, amigos, aquí estamos en el Cambridge Fieldhouse, hogar de los Indiana Pacers. Acaba de terminar el día de práctica, el día de medio, el primero. Aquí, en esta arena, que es maravillosa, muy bonita, muchas áreas interesantes que ver. Tuve la oportunidad de recorrerla completa, como ustedes pudieron ver en el video del inicio, y es una facilidad que está en muy buenas condiciones y muy bonita y muy atractiva. Ustedes pudieron ver las prácticas del equipo de Indiana, las prácticas del equipo de Oklahoma, las conversaciones y las preguntas que pudimos hacerle a varios jugadores. Me gustó mucho la parte de Caruso, que es el único jugador con experiencia de serie final del equipo de Oklahoma y que se ha convertido en un líder, en un vocero para el equipo, dándole consejos. Y algo también me llamó muchísimo la atención fue la parte de la pregunta sobre lo que aprendió de LeBron James. Y él lo dijo bastante claro, y es lo que muchos a veces no queremos aceptar por estar con el tema de LeBron Jordan, Jordan LeBron, es la profesionalidad, cómo ser pro todos los días. Y señores, tener una carrera de más de 20 años, como lo ha tenido exitosa LeBron James, se dice fácil, pero realmente no lo es. Pero olvidemos eso y vamos a seguir aquí con el tema de la final. El partido número 3 va a ser mañana. Tengo entendido, es normal. Bien hizo Indiana su trabajo, que es robarse un juego allí en su casa. Yo creo que ellos deben estar muy conformes, muy contentos con esa parte, con haberse robado un juego allá. Generalmente el de casa y más en una serie final, en la gran mayoría de los casos gana los 2 primeros juegos en su casa y más equipos así tan completos, tan efectivos como es el caso del equipo de Oklahoma. O sea que Indiana, los jugadores de Indiana están claros de que hicieron un buen trabajo y lograron, se pudiera decir, su objetivo. En este caso, en la ciudad se ve más gente en las calles que como se vio en Oklahoma, y lo poco tiempo que tenemos aquí, que hemos interactuado con los habitantes de la ciudad, están muy a la expectativa y al parecer mañana va a ser un día de mucha actividad, un día muy vivo alrededor de aquí del estadio, que hay muchos lugares donde comer, donde sentarse a comprar un refresco, a tomarse un trago. Es muy diferente la ciudad de Indiana a Oklahoma en ese aspecto. Aquí estamos en la explanada central, hay 2 entradas por ambos lados, y detrás de mí está el set de ESPN, donde van a estar ahí esos hosts haciendo su trabajo durante el juego. Los jugadores muy confiados, están confiados en su talento y en sus equipos, pero ninguno está confiado en que va a ganar la serie así por así. Todos están llevándolo día a día, simplemente enfocándose en el juego del día y aceptando que en este tipo de series son series de ajustes, donde cualquier cosita, cualquier detallito puede surtir la diferencia. Así que ya ustedes saben, siguen en sintonía. Como siempre les pedimos que vayan a nuestro canal Deportes en Línea RD, se suscriban y activen la notificación. Ahí está el nombre del canal, ahí abajito el nombre del canal, para que se suscriban, activen la notificación, y este esfuerzo y este trabajo que nosotros hemos estado haciendo aquí para el disfrute de ustedes, espero que les guste, y nada, compártalo con demás personas que le guste el deporte, que le guste el baloncesto, ya que estamos viviendo un baloncesto de buen nivel, y son 2 equipos que salen, dos equipos que tienen estilos de juego diferentes, y ambos dirigentes han hecho los ajustes para tratar de revertir la estrategia del equipo contrario, y de eso se trata el deporte, de eso se trata la vida. Ya ustedes saben, vaya a nuestro canal y comparta este contenido. Seguiremos aquí dándole cobertura a la serie final de la NBA 2025.